It was the fall of 1980, and as a student at Southwestern Baptist Seminary, I was involved in multiple chapel services. It was an exciting time, and indeed, the Spirit of the Lord was visiting that campus. Even the professors were making comments that they had not noticed the intensity of God's presence since 1970. It was great timing, and once again, I made decisions that I had sung about all of my life. Wherever He leads, I'll go. On October the 10th, if I've written it in my Bible, 1980, I have decided to follow Jesus. I heard multiple stories about men and women who, in obedience and their love for God, decided, wherever He leads, I'll go. In 1887, a young man named William Bourne was born into the Borden family of Chicago famed milk company. And it was there that he grew up in a family where his mother and parents had his best interests at heart, but they also were able to provide him with the best. He sailed all over the world. He had the nicest things that could be offered to him, and he experienced them deeply, but they never captivated his heart. The thing that captivated his heart was the love of God. At 21, he was already a millionaire. At the age of 7, he had given his life to Christ and made profession of faith. And at the young age of 16, he was already beginning to sense that he was set apart. What that would look like, he wasn't sure. Later that year, at 16, he went on a worldwide cruise, which I guess if you're from a family that's multimillionaires, you can do those kinds of things. But it was on that cruise he observed some missionaries that were sailing for the foreign land. And as he was around them, he sensed their spirit, and he wrote his mother a letter. And as he was writing his mother, the words came, "Your desire that I would experience God's very best for my life is certainly one that I am embracing. For I feel that He is calling me to go to the uttermost parts of the earth. It's the mission field that I'm destined for." After graduation from college, he went to Princeton Seminary. And while he was there, his love for the automobile was very apparent. But every time he went to go purchase one, he would get near the lot and decide, oh, I really can't afford it. The reality of it was, while he was in seminary those 3 years at Princeton, he gave over $70,000 for the cause of the foreign mission enterprise. Today, that would be worth over $2 million. Now, Mom, Dad, what would you do if you sent your son off to school and then all of a sudden you realize he's giving his money away hand over fist? Evidently, they blessed the desires of this young man's heart. In December of 1912, he went to Cairo, Egypt. It was here he was preparing to go through language school that ultimately would take him to the mission field of China. But it was also here that he contracted cerebral meningitis, and at the young age of 25 years old, he died. As they were going through his personal items, it was discovered that he had given away over $1 million. In today's terms, that would be over $28 million. This is what captured his heart. His life theme, as he was lying on his bed, he said, no reserve, no retreat, and no regrets. You may be wondering, what does God want me to do with my life? One decision at a time, you can say, wherever He leads, I'll go. And if you'll stick to that, you'll end up exactly where He wants you to be. God's will for your life, one day at a time, responding in the affirmative. God, I'm yours. Use me.